In today's day and age, everyone loves it when things are organized. But look at this horrifying document. It's so bad. How do I know where I can find stuff? It disgusts me. Today we have a challenge to clean up this horrible mess. Can you beat Inazuma 11 Strikers while completing the alphabet challenge? The rules are as follows. I must score exactly 26 goals across the 13 matches I'll play. These goals must be scored using a player whose nickname starts with each letter of the alphabet in alphabetical order. If there's no player whose nickname starts with that letter, I'll use a shot which starts with that letter. Also, if I use a player in a co-op shot, I'm no longer allowed to use any variant of that player to score later. For example, if I use Axel to score with Prime Legend, I'm no longer allowed to score with Jude for the rest of the attempt. If at any point the opponent scores, my list will no longer be in alphabetical order and I'll need to start from the beginning. If a match ties 0-0, I'm allowed to just restart that single match. Like usual, both me and my opponents have max stats to make things more interesting. That's a lot of rules. It's gonna make the challenge really difficult. Let's see how far I can get. Against Raymond, International All-Stars Aphrodite instantly scores with Godbreak. Next up, I shoot with Bellatrix. I decide to go for Space Penguin as I know Mark will stop Astro Break. Here's the problem though, I won't be allowed to use Zine or Wits to score later on in the challenge, nor any of their variants. There are two players with an X in this game, Zine and Xavier, both of which I'm not allowed to use anymore, instantly making this challenge impossible. Lesson learned. The match starts slow as both Aphrodite started the match in a bad mood. A bit later, Zeus's Aphrodite breaks through Magenta Hat. Then, Beacons gets the ball and launches Fire Blizzard, but Mark stops it. I start TP draining with a boatload of different shots before launching Fire Blizzard again, scoring the 2-0. Right before halftime, Mark stopped my first Doom Spear, and so I decide to give Callus some vitamins, and he scores right as the match continues. To my surprise, Mark stops the following Shadow Ray. Luckily, the next Shadow Ray breaks through. The rest of the match I tried to score with Eric with Twin Boost because at this point I hadn't grinded enough to unlock Tri-Pegasus yet. Against Royal Academy, I still haven't unlocked Tri-Pegasus, so I know I'll need to TP drain again. I do a few different shots, but then I underestimate the power of Heavenly Drive, causing Gael to score when it's not her turn yet. The Raymond match is the same as the last. We shoot with Aphrodite, he scores. Beacons gets some vitamins and he scores with Fire Blizzard. Callus also gets some vitamins and he crashes into the goal with Doom Spear. Destra then sends Mark to the Shadow Realm. Right after halftime we try to get the Phoenix to score. To my surprise, Mark managed to stop all of my attempts. Not taking any chances this time with Royal Academy. I equip the Phoenix and give Eric some vitamins and Eric instantly scores. Frost obviously scores no problem, same with Gael. Now I'll let my past self explain why the next goal is going to be so difficult. Now comes the actual difficult part of this match. We need to score with Iser or Isher. Those are the only two players who have an I, whose names start with I. I could cheat the challenge by saying I'm just going to use Inazuma Drop or Inazuma Break or something like that. But I'm not going to because there are players with who start with an I, so I'm gonna use them instead. Oh wait, I nearly missed Helio. Oh my god, thank you me for reminding me. Helio scores right away and we spend the rest of the match trying to score with Iser and Isher. When we move on to Zeus, I still haven't scored with him. As a matter of fact, I'm unable to score with him for the entire first half of the match as well. Luckily, near the start of the second half, Iser finally scores. When Jude shoots, Kevin joins for Emperor Penguin number 2, which is bad because I plan to use him on his own later on. I substitute him out, and on the next shot, Stonewall joins in instead, and this time it scores. We switch Kevin back in, and he scores with Dragon Slayer right at the end of the match. In the match against Raymond 2, Lancer is in a bad mood, making it difficult for him to launch an attack. When he finally gets around to it, he breaks through. Malice follows along immediately after. I accidentally launch Bed of Roses with Nelly instead of the Earth, but in the second half I immediately get Nelly to attack, scoring the 3-0. Next up is Bianchi. Bianchi? Why Bianchi, you might think? The reason for this is there's no player in this game whose name starts with an O. So instead, I'll need to use a move, and I chose Odin's Sword. Near the end of the second half, Bianchi breaks through. I vitamin up Partners because I don't expect him to get through because he has type disadvantage against me in the hand. Luckily, he breaks through, ending this match 5-0. When we face Chaos, Quagmire is up first to score. I could use Godnose or Gungnir, but for style points I decide to go for Triangle Z, quickly scoring the 1-0. I then switch in Robingo, who quickly charges up and launches Samba Strike, scoring the 2-0. After this goal, I decide to just play out the rest of the match calmly. Wait a second. Why is the video not going to the next match? Oh, right. This is how the match actually ended.
I'll get you back.
No!
Ooh, things are getting rough down there. And it's a penalty! Can they put it away? Oh, it went in!
Feel the burns.
Maar dat is onzin, daar hadden we geschoten!
It's kick-off
Ja,
and
f*** ik tel dit
let's
niet.
see how they attack.
Despite my anger about the fact that Gazelle was tackled way after my defender stood up, I decided to count this attempt and restarted the challenge from the beginning. You know the gist of the Rayman match by now. A for Aphrodite, B for Beacons, who missed his first shooting attempt despite having consumed vitamins. On his second try, he scores. C is for Callus, who also misses his shot. So instead, I resorted to TP Drain. After using Dark Matter twice, Atomic Flare twice, and Northern Impact once, I need one more shot to fully drain Mark's TP. I decide to take the risk and use Heavenly Drive from 3/4 of a field away.
Both teams look like they're in great shape. Heavenly Drive! What an incredible shot!
It's not going well. Oh my! Alright, time to put our game faces on. A is for Aphrodite, B is for Beacons, who actually scores instantly this time, C is for Callus, who also scores instantly, and D is for Destra, second half of the Rayman match. E is for Eric, who I actually gave Tri Pegasus this time, and F is for Frost. That's all the players I have for the first match, a great start to the streak. As for Royal Academy, Gael scores with Heavenly Drive no problem, followed by another goal by Helio using X-Blast. We spend the rest of the match, including an entire match against Zeus, trying to score with Icer and Isher. After we tie once, Icer scores an injury time of the first half of the rematch.
Let's do it.
Jude follows suit in the second half with Emperor Penguin number 2. Quickly afterwards though, I realized my choice of keepers this match will screw me over. No! You're joking.
God knows! What an incredible shot!
Come on, man. Come on, please. It's Omega Hand. Come on. You could catch Doombreak with this move.
Oh, it went in!
Oh, what a strike.
So you're telling me you can catch a Doombreak with this, but you can't catch... Right, let's get through the start quickly. A for Aphrodite, B for Beacons, C for Callus, D for Destra, E for Eric. First match, 5-0. Royal Academy didn't fare much better. F for Frost, G for Gael, H for Helio. Then we spent the rest of the match trying to score with Icer and Isher. In the second half against Zeus, Icer finally scores. After that, we have J for Jude and K for Kennen. Then we get to Rayman 2, who didn't put up much of a fight either. After a few struggles, Lancer scores the first goal of the match and Malice quickly follows. After some mild stress about Sean nearly shooting, we get Nelly to launch the Earth, scoring the 3-0 right after halftime. Yanchi quickly follows up, scoring the last goal of the match with Odin's sword. Chaos didn't fare any better either, as Partners instantly scores with Excalibur, and near the end of the first half, Quagmire, Tyler, and Wits form Triangle Z, bursting through Burna. In the second half, Rubingo gets a Samba strike through, scoring the 3-0 and making the last goal of the match. Here's the problem with the next few matches. I can only score 1 goal per match, otherwise I cannot complete the challenge. Here's why. The next match is Alias Academy, where I have to score with S. Then we have the Dark Emperors, where I must score with T. If we go down the line like this, with Inazuma Japan, Neo Japan, International All-Stars, the Dark Angels, Team Ogre, and the girls team, we see that I have exactly enough goals left to complete the challenge. If I make 2 goals in one game, I instantly make the challenge impossible because I won't have enough letters left to score with at the end of the challenge. So the next few matches are going to be scoring and hoping that the opponents don't get a chance to score. Here we go. Up first is A-List Academy. While our first few shooting attempts get cut short, Sam, Nathan, and Todd quickly dash to the front line and score with a triple boost. The rest of the match is fairly tame. They launch a few shots, but nothing particularly dangerous, and we move on to the Dark Emperors. At first, Triumvir launches Doom Spear, but it gets stopped. Not too long after, Felt thinks he can save Dark Matter using Double Rocket.
Make way!
In the first half, Steve uses Revolution V, and King saves it with Beast Fang. Also, in this match, I realized something that would help me a lot throughout the challenge. If you use a dribble move on someone who can perform a shot, if they have the waves around them, they lose that ability. They lose the waves. I didn't know this before, and boy am I glad I learned it here. Against Inazuma Japan, I'm supposed to score with the letter U. However, much like the letter O, there's no player who starts with a U, so instead I use Kruger to use Unicorn Boost. Okay. Inazuma Japan didn't pose much of a threat for the rest of the match, so instead here's some funny moments I had during it.
Everyone, regroup!
Regroup? You're a team, of course you're in a
Sorry, but I'm not gonna hold back.
Didn't ask you to. Malcolm Knight, passing to Malcolm Knight, passing back to Malcolm Knight! Immediately passing back to Malcolm Knight!
Match today.
Let's go! We will win!
Yes, we will.
That's the end of the match, ladies and gentlemen.
Much like my normal playthroughs, I wasn't confident against Neo Japan, because Victor had to score against Infinite Wall, which was unlikely to happen. However, I used Xavier and Zine to safely drain all of King's TP by using Celestial Smash 4 times. After that, I used Doom Dive Drive bursting through Drill Smasher. For the rest of the match, I just dribbled it out. There wasn't much to worry about because Neo Japan doesn't really have any strong shots. Next up is the International All-Stars, a team I was kind of worried about, because of its many strong shots. As I was glancing over the team, I saw no strong wood shots. I saw Excalibur, Odin's Sword, Unicorn Boost, Samba Strike, God Break. No strong wood types to be seen. No reason to worry, let's just bring Lucifer. We fumble around a bit before noticing that Eric is joining Kruger for a shot. I thought he was doing Unicorn Boost. How wrong could I have been? What's he doing? Oh no. It is from relatively far away.
What an incredible shot!
Come on, Lucifer, you have this. You have this, you have this, you have this. Ah, come on!
Goal! They scored the first goal! It's kickoff and the match is on!
I hate this. I was hoping by the time this video goes online, I'll be back from vacation. But this is recording on Tuesday. I'm going away on vacation this Sunday. I wanted to upload this before then, but I'm afraid I won't be able to. It's a 3-player wood shot. I looked over this. I looked over the shots. I saw a boatload of Earth and Samba Strike, Odin's Sword, whatever. And I was like, oh my god. And then Grand Fenrir. Oh my god. So, one vacation in Greece later, I finally get around to doing this challenge again. A for Aphrodite, B for Beacons, C for Callus, D for Destra, E for Eric, and F for Frost. Moving on to Royal Academy. G for Gael, H for Helio. The rest of the match is spent trying to get Icer and Isher to score. When you move on to Zeus, Icer instantly scores and Jude shoots quickly after. For some reason I thought I'd pick Cain to score with K, but my TP draining efforts did nothing to Poseidon, ending this match 2-0. Against Raymond 2, I realized, hey, I can just use Kevin for K, and he shows Hurley how you're supposed to score without even using a power shot. Anyway, Lancer shoots not soon after, and in the second half, Malice makes it 3-0. Immediately after, Nelly bursts through again the hand with the Earth. Near the end of the second half, Bianchi makes the last goal of the match using Odin's sword. Chaos is up next, and this match went a lot like the one in the previous attempt. Pardonis scores first with Excalibur, followed by Quagmire using Triangle Z. In the second half, Rabingo scores with Samba Strike, making the last goal of the match. The next matches are just going to be scoring once and dribbling again. At first is A-List Academy, who instantly fall behind after Sam uses triple boost. Afterwards, they don't even get a single shooting attempt, giving us an easy victory. With the Dark Emperors, Thanatos quickly scores as Felt hasn't learned his lesson and still uses Double Rocket to stop a level 3 shot. This time, the match was a bit more nerve-wracking as I felt like either Dark Phoenix or Revolution V could break through Infinite Wall. Luckily, we stop all the shooting attempts with dribble moves and move on to Inazuma Japan. Like last time, I need to score with Unicorn Boost and Kruger makes it happen within the first few minutes of the match. Unlike last match, there's no one I want to specifically stop from shooting. Instead, I just want to stop everyone from shooting because there are a lot of good co-op shots. Luckily, by just constantly using dribble moves, I prevent any strong shots from happening, allowing us to move on to Neo Japan, where I'm gonna have to TP drain again. We use Celestial Smash, Fireball Screw, Doom Drive, but to no avail. Neo's defense kicks into high gear, making the TP draining efforts meaningless. But then Victor proves he doesn't even need to break through Infinite Wall to score. The rest of the match is easy. I'm spamming dribble moves to prevent Quagmire from shooting, and even if he would, there's no way he's breaking through high voltage. Moving on to the International All-Stars, we now need to score with W. There's 3 players with that letter, namely Whitingale, Wits, and Willy. Since I've already used Wits for Triangle Z and Whitingale for Fire Blizzard, Willy is my only option, which is gonna be rough. The only player I can use to shoot Spectacle Crash with is Sue Hartland, as the rest of the players have been used already. Also, this time I have King in the goal instead of Lucifer, in the off chance that I let Kruger shoot Grand Von Rear again. I start shooting one Spectacle Crash after the other, and near the end of the first half, I finally score. She will have this. She won't!
They scored the first goal! It was bound to happen.
The second half is, again, just us dribbling and denying the opponent the use of their power shots. Scoring against the Dark Angels was no problem, as I needed to score with either Xavier or Zine, who have element advantage over the end. The rest of this match is a bit tense, as Sanctus could probably score with Shadow Ray, as it's a wood shot if he performs it. I spend the entire match trying to prevent Sanctus from shooting, as Dark Matter or Heavenly Drive both won't break through high voltage, and even if Destro launches Shadow Ray, he probably won't score because it's an Earth shot if he does it, giving high voltage the element advantage. So I only need to watch out for Sanctus in this match, and anytime he got his power move, we just use a dribble on it. Now for Team Ogre. We need to score with a Y, so let's see. There's no player with a Y. There's no moves either. Okay, small problem. Let me just. There we go. So this match we need to TP drain, otherwise Ion Blaze can't break through. After tying one match, we break through with Fireball Storm after TP draining with Odin's Sword and Excalibur. Come on! Now, we just need to prevent Lancer from using Doombreak, as Infinite Wall easily stops Doom Spear and Doom Ring. Now, for the grand finale. The girls team is the only one standing in the way from completing this challenge. There's only one player with a Z, which is Zell from Neo Japan. At first, I thought he could only do Reflect Buster, but after equipping him, I saw he could also do Gaia Break with Mercury and Metron. After scoring really soon into the first half, we play out the rest of the match by pestering Nelly and Celia with dribble moves, preventing them from doing the Earth and Death Zone 2, both of which could probably break through Infinite Wall.
They broke through. That's the end of the match, ladies
And
gentlemen.
that's...
A wonderful victory.
Oh my god.
Both teams gave it their all. They couldn't be separated.
That's the alphabet challenge completed, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, this was rough. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the document again where I keep track of everything. Every time I put something in all caps or like not bolded, it means I failed. So here you can see this is attempt number 2. You have A, B, C, D, and then Gael. Yeah? So if we scroll down a bit, all the way over here, you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Oh my god. You have no idea how ridiculous this challenge felt at times. Oh my god. As for the stats this video, the top scorers were Aphrodite with 7 goals, followed by a tie between Callus and Destra. Gael has 5 goals because she scored out of turn a few times, followed by Eric with 4. The open doors for the final attempt was Mark, second place is Darren, followed by Grant, King, and Poseidon. The best buddy throughout the challenge was Whitingale by far, followed by Axel and Bobby, and lastly Cammy and Celia. The streak snipers include Kruger, Torch, and Aphrodite, with Kruger taking the number 1 spot because we were furthest in the challenge when he stopped us. And that's it. Inazuma 11 beaten while scoring in alphabetical order. This was way rougher than I ever thought it would be. As for the next video, I don't know what it'll be. We'll see what ideas come along going forward. Good luck deciphering that one.